Hey Luma, this is the ladder stitch pattern. Super easy to make, looks great on the front and reverse side, and I love it. It looks great for blankets. Hey, it's Denise from loomhat.com, and before we go too far into the video, let me remind you that this is a stitch pattern only video, so there is no cast on or cast off. Alright, without further ado, let's start on row 1 where you're going to knit 6, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1. Let's get started. So I do want you to make note of the fact that I don't have a stitch marker on this very first peg. That's because it's not part of the stitch pattern. That is my edge. We start right here where this first stitch marker is, and then you count off 10. The stitch pattern is a multiple of 10, which means you need at least 10 stitches, and then you can repeat those same 10 stitches for the width of your pattern, however wide you want your pattern to be. So let's start with those first 6 knit stitches, and so that's my edge, not part of the pattern. And here we start with knit stitch number 1. And I'm using the U-wrap version of the knit stitch. For this version, you half wrap your peg and then take the bottom loop over the top. Super easy. You can use the flat or the true version of the knit stitch. I don't recommend the E-wrap with a single strand of worsted weight yarn. Okay, now we're gonna do 1 purl stitch, and for that we take the working yarn under the existing loop. From the top, you're gonna scoop up and you're gonna create a new loop. You take that old loop off the peg and put the new one on and pull your string to tighten that stitch. Now we're going to go to 1 knit stitch, so that U-wrap knit, and then back to that purl where you put the working yarn under the existing loop. From the top, you scoop up with your hook and create a new loop. You're going to take the existing loop off the peg, you put the new loop on, and you tighten that stitch, and then you're going to end with 1 knit stitch. That's row 1. Those are your 10 stitches, and you're going to repeat as you need to. I'm going to repeat those 10 stitches 2 more times for my swatch, and then you're ready for row 2, which is super easy because all you're going to do is knit the row. So here's another thing about this pattern. When you're going in this direction, right, which is an even number, you're always going to knit the row. That's all you're going to do. All 10 stitches, you're just going to knit them. So this is row 2. You're going to do the same thing for row 4, for row 6, and for row 8. All your even number rows in this direction, all of them, you just knit. Super easy. Now for rows 3 and 4, all you're going to do is repeat rows 1 and 2. So for those that need a visual, let me help you see that. Here you see row 3, which is a knit 6, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, and then row 4 is just knitting the row because it's an even number row. You're then ready for row 5, where you're going to purl 5, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1. Alright, let's do that. Don't forget that first peg, we're not knitting. Well, I'm knitting because it's my edge, but it's not part of the pattern. We start the stitch pattern with 5 purl stitches. So put the yarn under the existing loop, scoop up, create a new loop, take the old one off, and then put the new one on and pull. So that was my first one. I need 4 more. By the way, this stitch pattern, like all of my patterns, you can find them at loomhat.store, and the pattern for this one includes a chart and the in the round pattern, like all my stitch patterns. Alright, so remember that after the 5 purls, you're going to do a knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1. And then you're going to repeat those 10 stitches as many times as is necessary for your particular project. Alright, so here's my last one, and that was row 5. For row 6, which is an even number 6, you're just knitting the row. So knit all of your stitches, and then I just want to remind you guys that if you like this, subscribe and hit the button so you don't miss anything. For rows 7 and 8, all you're going to do is repeat 5 and 6. And for those of you that need a visual, well, here it is. Row 7 is a purl 5 knit 1, purl 1 knit 1, purl 1 knit 1, and then row 8 you're just going to knit the row. And then you're just going to repeat rows 1 through 8 as many times as is necessary for your project. And that's it, guys. That is the pattern. I hope you like it, and I hope you'll come back and knit with me again.